Hi, welcome to another FinFlow podcast. Today, our topic is the latest economic signals from the April data.
Yeah, and what they could mean for your financial journey.
Exactly. Last month offered a really interesting snapshot, didn't it? We've got inflation numbers,
Which looked good initially.
right, initially promising,
Mm.
and then sort of a curveball with these significant new tariffs.
Mm.
So our goal is really just to help you understand what this means, for your wallet, your investments, without all the jargon.
Let's unpack it.
So April, good news, or maybe a bit of a head fake. Let's dive in.
Well, it feels a bit like both, actually. What really grabbed headlines was that April CPI report.
The inflation number.
Yeah, showing a slowdown. The Consumer Price Index, it basically tracks what we pay for everyday stuff.
Groceries, gas,
Exactly. And it showed prices weren't climbing quite as fast, which was, welcome news.
and the market definitely seemed to like that. The S&P 500 had a pretty strong bounce.
Oh, absolutely. It actually erased its losses for the year up to that point.
Wow. A welcome sight for many investors, I'm sure.
Definitely. That reaction really shows how sensitive the market is to any hint that inflation might be cooling off.
Okay, but then there's the other shoe dropping, right? The tariffs.
Exactly. This positive feeling, it needs to be balanced against the potential hit from those new tariffs on Chinese imports.
And they're big ones.
Some are substantial, yeah. We're talking increases up to 145% in certain areas.
Whoa, 145%. Okay, so are we going to see prices jump immediately?
Well, interestingly, no, not necessarily right away. Many of these tariffs actually have a 90-day pause built in.
We'll pause.
Yeah, before they go into full effect. So the announcement was in April, but the direct impact on, say, what you pay at the store.
Might take a few months to show up.
That's the idea. Think of it like a potential future pressure cooker for prices.
Huh. So that initial good news on inflation,
Mm-hmm.
it might be short-lived. Are economists worried these tariffs could just, push inflation back up later this year?
That is the main concern, yes. While April offered a bit of breathing room, the worry is that these tariffs could push prices higher down the line.
Creating a kind of tug of war.
Exactly, a tug of war in the economy. And that uncertainty is definitely something the market's watching very closely.
Right. Which brings us to the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
What's their play here? Inflation seemed closer to their target, but now you've got this tariff uncertainty.
Well, for now, their approach seems to be cautious, wait and see.
So no rate changes yet.
No, they've kept interest rates steady, still in that 4.25% to 4.50% range.
Okay.
They'll want to monitor how these tariffs and other factors play out before deciding on any future rate moves.
Which affects borrowing costs for everyone, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just happening here, is it? What about globally?
Good point. Globally, it's kind of a mixed picture, too. India, for example, actually saw its retail inflation ease quite a bit in April. Yeah, so these global trends, how other countries manage inflation, it all plays a role. It can have ripple effects back here. It's all connected.
Okay, so let's bring it back home. What does all this mean for you, the listener, trying to manage your finances?
Well, for consumers, you might be seeing a temporary break from really rapid price increases right now, which is nice.
But maybe don't get too comfortable.
Exactly. Be aware that those tariffs could mean higher costs for some things in the coming months. It's worth keeping in mind for budgeting.
And for investors.
Yeah.
Sounds like maybe more bumps in the road.
It could mean increased market volatility, yes, as these different indicators shift and, policy potential changes down the line.
So the usual advice applies. Diversification, staying informed.
Those are definitely key strategies right now. Staying informed is crucial when things are this fluid.
Right. So just to wrap things up then, April gave us a really mixed picture, some relief on inflation now.
But potential price pressure coming from those tariffs.
Yeah. And the Fed is kind of in a holding pattern, watching it all unfold. Plus, you've got the global situation adding complexity. So maybe the question for you listening is, with these cross currents, how are you thinking about balancing that short-term relief with potential long-term price changes in your own budget, your investment plans?
It's a really important question to consider right now. Understanding these moving parts is definitely the first step.
Absolutely. And to stay ahead of these important economic shifts, get more insights to, help guide your financial success.
Please do like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. Follow FinFlow for more. Thanks for diving deep with us today.